Summary 8. Why is there a shortage of truck drivers? So, for me, I didn't really think there was really a shortage of truck drivers or like really know of a shortage of truck drivers because I always see truck drivers everywhere. But when I did my research, I really saw and like learned a lot about like why there is a shortage and like why people don't want to be truck drivers really. So that was really interesting to me because I just always see someone driving a truck, and just to think that there's a shortage of truck drivers is kind of scary because that's how a lot of people get their stuff. So I did my research, and one of the biggest things is the aging of truck drivers. So many truck drivers are basically nearing the age of retirement. So with that, there really aren't enough young drivers who want to be truck drivers, honestly. And there's not a lot of them coming to the job to replace the retired people. The average age of a truck driver is 46 to 50 years old. And as with that, those older drivers are going to be retiring soon, and that means that the shortage of truck drivers will worsen because, I mean, they're 50 years old. Like, I think the retirement age is maybe 70. I actually really don't know, but somewhere along there, they're going to be retiring soon. There's also a very high turnover rate. Truck driving and long haul driving can be very demanding job. So with the long hours, it also extends period of time where the truck drivers are away from home. It can cause stress on the driver. With this, many drivers leave the industry, leading to a high turnover rate because no one really wants to be away from their family that long for that amount of time, and it's stressful because, especially if they have kids, they don't really get to see their kids. They get low pay with all the stuff they have to do. So truck drivers earn a decent wages. They earn a decent amount of money, but some drivers don't feel it pays off for them because they have to due to all the difficulties and sacrifices that they're making with their families. Which I kind of agree with that because honestly, like a long period of time of driving, being away from your parents, being away from your kids, that's a lot. Like, that's honestly a lot. They have very strict regulations. Trucking is a heavily regulated with strict rules about hours of service, safety, and emission. There are safety regulations so that they can. There is safety regulations, but they still cause stress to the drivers with all that they have to follow. Basically, is what I was trying to say. Training and licensing. Becoming a truck driver requires specialized training, and for a CDL, for some drivers, the cost and time that it takes to get your CDL can be really hard because it turns out it's very expensive. So basically, like, if you can't afford to get your CDL and like have the time to actually sit down and do your CDL, then you're not gonna be able to get the training and licensing, which means there's not gonna be truck drivers. There has been a huge increase in shipping and stuff like that. So with that huge increase means that truck drivers have to figure out how they are going to hire more people so they can hire more truck drivers so they can deliver more things to people outside of the industry and whatnot like that. So I think that it would be hard to be a truck driver, honestly. I would never do it. And I think this is truly why there's a shortage in truck drivers, because it's just hard. Like, it's a lot of work, very time consuming. They have a lot of rules they have to follow. They have to have a lot of certifications and license. They have to go through a lot of training, which is expensive. It's just hard mentally on them. So